Welcome to a short video summary of our Panasonic FZ952 OLED TV review. You can read the full in-depth review of this TV via the link in the description or by clicking the card top right of this video. The written review will cover more details of the TV's performance, so be sure to visit AV forums to read it all. This is Panasonic's flagship TV for 2018 and retails at the time of this video for £3,999. It has a simple yet elegant design with just a 7mm black edge to the bezel and 10mm tapered edge to the bottom of the screen, which also has a Panasonic logo in chrome. There's a power light to the left hand side, and that's it in terms of this 65-inch panel. The stand fixes to the rear of the FZ952 and the dynamic speaker blade plugs into the panel at the front using a proprietary plug. It then slides into position and is fixed by two screws. There are also two plastic covers that fit into place which cover up the stand and add that sleek finish. The dynamic speaker blade sits just in front of the TV and adds in excellent sound quality and pseudo surround sound for movies. However, there's no Dolby Atmos support. Panasonic's audio company Technics tunes the soundbar. Around the back we have the source connections with sideways and rear facing options. There are 4 HDMI inputs with 2 sideways and 2 rear facing. The rear facing HDMI slots are not full bandwidth but can accept 4K 420 at 50 and 60 Hz. The side facing HDMIs are full bandwidth 444 compatible, and HDMI 2 is also ARC compatible. We also have an SD card slot, twin satellite and digital TV inputs, a CI slot, Ethernet, digital audio and composite and component RCA, as well as audio in. The power cable is hardwired to the panel, which may be an issue if you plan to wall mount. Thankfully, Panasonic realised what a flagship TV is all about, and the remote controls provided with the FZ952 certainly feel like they belong to a high-end model. We have the traditional long remote covered in buttons and a new modern-looking curved touchpad with very few buttons indeed. We actually found ourselves using the traditional remote more because it was easy to use and intuitive. The smaller remote is okay in use, but it lacks that special magic feel you get with something like the LG Magic Remote, so it's all about swiping the touchpad, which is not the best way to control a TV. The Panasonic uses the open source Mozilla Smart TV system, which is easy to use and fast, along with a comprehensive menu system which covers all aspects of the TV setup and use. Of interest here are the professional picture modes, and full calibration controls are available. There's also a new 12-point white balance control tool, which allows adjustment at the 5 and 2.5 IRE points for the first time. There is also a picture mode selector for the new picture button option on the remote control that allows you to select just the mode you use for quick and easy access from the remote. To access the black frame insertion feature, you need to go to the option menu and select it here. You'll also find games mode is in here as well. Black frame insertion will work for some viewers, but we found the flicker was just far too distracting for long-term use. For motion, you have IFC, which is the Intelligent Frame Creation feature, which is also accessed through the menus. Here you have the usual options of off, min, mid and max, along with a custom setup with blur reduction and film smooth sliders. As always, we measured the picture performance and calibrated the OLED TV. You can read our full in-depth thoughts on the performance in our written review on AV forums. Out of the box we have a good grayscale result, with blue just starting to dip from 30 IRE onwards and red just slightly high at the top end. Delta E errors were 2 and under, so well below the visual threshold of 3, which meant that there were no visible errors seen with normal viewing material. With Rec 709 HD colour, there is a slight pull to yellow and some oversaturation of red. Once again, out of the box we had no complaints with the results here in the graphs, but more importantly on screen, with actual film and TV content, the FZ952 looks superb. Moving to calibration, and the Panasonic offers up some of the best and most accurate calibration controls on any consumer TV. Grayscale tracking is now perfect in the graphs, as was colour performance to Rec 709 for HD content. We were very happy with out of the box, and the difference compared to Calibrated is very slight indeed. With HDR, there's still no button-down standard that everyone is following, and as such, manufacturers are doing their own mapping to match the TV's capabilities. As such, the Panasonic way of doing things is very good, with decent tracking to the PQ EOTF curve, providing a bright and detailed image with excellent highlights that are free from over-excessive clipping. Colour performance also tracks incredibly well to the DCI P3 within Rec 2020 standard, used for 4K Blu-rays and more. So, you're getting as close to what the content creators intended as possible. In terms of performance, the Panasonic FZ952 offers the most cinematic SDR and HDR image quality we've seen from any OLED TV this year. However, it is worth pointing out that there is no support for Dolby Vision, and the TV cannot be updated to support it. Blacks are superb, as is just above black shadow detail retrieval, and colours look natural and superb. Motion is also excellent, with 24 frames per second material looking natural with no introduced issues of judder or frame skipping or repeating. HDR is also fantastic, using the full advantage of the self-emitting technology, getting pixel accurate highlights and superb blacks. Gaming is also excellent, with HDR games looking bright and detailed, with excellent colours and no signs of dimming. Image retention is also not an issue when using the TV in the best settings, although you will get some if you game for extended periods and in the brighter picture settings. Lag time is also just 22 milliseconds in both SDR and HDR modes, so there's no need to shy away from gaming on this 65-incher. Overall, the Panasonic FZ952 is one of the best OLED TVs on the market, and for movie viewing, it is the best, with the most cinematic images we've seen in SDR and HDR. As such, it gets our highly recommended badge, and we go into far more detail about this TV and its performance in our written review on AV Forums, so head over there now to check it out. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. You can find more reviews, news and articles like this at avforums.com, Europe's largest community for TVs, home cinema, games, movies, tech and gadgets. Thanks for watching.